Welcome to another episode of In the Nude. You know those negative habits you hate? Like the overthinking and the ruminating and the people pleasing and the spastic cleaning, the running away, the binge watching stuff or constantly doom scrolling, the staying up too late, all of those things that you hate. Did you know they're actually a gift? They don't feel like a gift. They do not feel like a gift. But they're a gift because they are all tools and means to have allowed you to cope with your life. They're the things that allowed you to survive the hard things that you were going through. And while you don't like how they're showing up in your life right now, they have all been there in those dark moments when other people weren't. You took care of you. Even when you didn't want to, and even in ways that don't feel like you're taking care of yourself now. Those were tools. They were gifts that you gave yourself. When you didn't have somebody else caring for you, you did. So right now, that long list that I know you know off the top of your head of all the things that bug you that you still do, I want you to stop and I want you to think about each one of them. And thank your past self. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm a perfectionist, constantly striving for the impossible, and it is infuriating. But that strive for perfection, that helped me get here. It helped me not give up. It helped me find a path eventually that got me to healing. My constant people-pleasing allowed me to survive because I made people happy enough that I didn't not survive. Okay? Those are gifts of my past self to me now, even if they don't feel like it right now. And each one of those gifts from the past can be like a shirt that you were given as a kid that no longer fits. And it's about learning how to let go of what was a coping mechanism to fully embrace who we are. For example, I am not my people-pleasing tendency. I am not the person who constantly has to abdicate and diminish myself for another person's gain, pleasure, or simply lack of negative, right? That isn't me. But you know what is? Loving people. Encouraging people. That is an innate thing that lights my soul on fire, is if I can meet a stranger that I will never see again in the entire world and be a tiny blimp of a yellow. In my head, yellow is a great color, or a green in their day. If I can be that person who gave them just that glimmer of hope, I don't care if I never see them again. I don't need to know that I made that impact. I just want to be the chance of that. That lights my soul on fire. That is me. Perfectionism? That's not me. That's a bad coping mechanism that I did and was helpful for me surviving. But you know what is me? Being willing to show up for myself in self-discipline. Knowing that I don't want to have to get up and move my body today, but I know that my future self deserves it. I don't want to not have that bowl of ice cream, but I know that my future self, it's a gift to my future self for me to make a choice that is more healthy. Dark chocolate and some nuts instead. Some green juice, whatever. That perfectionism isn't something that I have to keep, but it is something that can highlight what are your natural gifts. So today, thank your past self for the fact that you are here now, even if you don't like the tools that they use to get you here. And then I want you to sit down and think about what those poor habits you don't like perfectionism, like people pleasing, what those truths might say about what is actually you and actually good about you. Because we all have different strengths. We all have different skills. And it's about learning and being curious with ourselves to know what they are. Because the more we get curious about ourselves, the more that we decide to embrace who we fully are, beautiful stuff starts to happen. What happens on social media quite a bit is people look at their life. They're 100% that they know all the dirty, all the chaos, the mess, and they compare it to the 2% of a cultivated life that somebody else has. And they have these things where they start like adjusting how and what they're representing and what they're saying and who they're being, because they're comparing themselves to another person, because they're feeling like they have a lack, because they're seeing the strengths of another person and trying to put them on like a suit. You don't need to put on somebody else's strengths. You have your own, and it's amazing. You are unique. You are the only you. With the only strength, like you are the only person who has your experience, your mind, and your strengths. You have innate, amazing gifts to bless and love yourself and those around you, to whatever ends you want them to. But the way to be able to do that is by first stopping and celebrating and getting curious on what your strengths are. I think the world would be a beautiful place if we all started to learn a little bit more about ourselves and started identifying in others and ourselves and saying it out loud. Wow, you have this amazing ability to really make someone feel heard. You have this amazing ability to really make something that you draw or paint, emote, and connect with other people. You have this amazing ability to be present in the moment and just live in nature. You have this amazing ability to be like a childlike person. Like you're an adult, but you have the joy and wonder and of a child. That's amazing. When we speak those strengths to ourselves, about ourselves, and about other people, that's the kind of world I want to live in.